On the day of the wedding, the man's chest suddenly started to grow, his hips became rounder, and even his voice changed to a woman's tone. The guests were immediately drawn to the scene, pulling out their phones to record this bizarre transformation. The reason for his transformation stemmed from a curse placed on his family by one of his ancestors. Many years ago this ancestor had passed through a graveyard, and without any sympathy he made a disrespectful comment. That single phrase led to a curse on the entire family. Every male in the family would undergo a terrifying and absurd physical change at the age of 25, gradually transforming into a female body. The only way to break the curse was to marry a woman with a lucky constitution. In the previous life both Annie and her sister had the lucky constitution. The man originally planned to marry his sister, but Annie saw through the truth and desperately stopped him. He was forced to marry Annie instead. On the day of the wedding his sister tragically jumped to her death. From then on the man harbored deep hatred for Annie, and 7 days after his sister's death he killed Annie. But perhaps out of pity God allowed Annie to be reborn, and she found herself back at the day the man came to propose. This time without hesitation the man chose his sister. Annie however did not try to stop them. Instead she blessed them. Upon seeing the man's shocked expression Annie realized he had also been reborn, but she wasn't nervous, for she knew that her sister had already lost her lucky constitution. Annie then left, and once she stepped outside she called Jack who had always liked her, and agreed to marry him. In her past life she had rejected his proposal, and unable to bear the heartbreak Jack had chosen to take his own life. This time Annie was determined not to let that tragedy repeat. Jack was overjoyed, and they set a wedding date for the next Saturday, which coincidentally was also the man's 25th birthday, the day the curse would activate. On the day Annie went to try on her wedding dress, she unexpectedly ran into the man and his sister. When the man saw them he assumed Annie was there to marry him. He immediately mocked her saying he would never marry her. His sister, not to be outdone, claimed she also wanted to try on Annie's wedding dress. The man immediately ordered her to take it off. Annie refused, but their biased mother witnessing this slapped Annie, and tried to forcibly remove the dress herself. Even the store clerk criticized the mother for being unfair. After the mother took the dress for her sister Annie changed and prepared to leave. However the man, still thinking Annie had feelings for him, sent someone to lock her in the family storage room to prevent her from causing any trouble at his wedding. What they didn't realize was that the storage room was full of random items, and Annie found a matchbox. She used it to set the house on fire. Then she called Jack to come pick her up. When the wedding day arrived Jack and Annie were ready, but the man and his sister were also getting married that day. The man thought Annie was there to ruin things, and she scornfully told him she was there to get married, not to cause trouble. Just that their wedding venue happened to be the same. Annie then gave one final warning. Her sister could not break the curse on the man. As the clock struck midnight the curse was finally triggered, just as Annie had predicted.